Oh, we got some Periscope people. That's nice. Thanks for joining. Let's see what else we got here. Live streaming now. Um, why aren't I there somewhere? I gotta figure out. There it is, maybe. Oh, my sideways on Periscope. Do you see me sideways? No, there it is, but it's awfully yellow. I don't know if that's my camera on this little phone or what. Oh no, it's saying I got bad streaming on YouTube. Boy, the gods aren't with us much anymore. It's okay. Oh, good. I'm glad you like the yellow. It seems like Halloween. Well, listen, I had a good time with you guys on Periscope last time. That's why I went odd hours. I think you guys are around more odd hours. Ron is there. Good. And I don't know if, are you getting me on, Ron, are you getting me on YouTube? Because it's dropping on this side. I don't know if we are not receiving video data fast enough speed. Well, run faster. See what happens. Oh, there's some people. Well, yes. Oh, there's some people. Yes. Oh, there's some people. I got to have feedback here. So how's that? How's the video look on YouTube? Is it Ron or Chris? Somebody? Oh, it looks good. Okay, good. It's a little too bright. Lights are out of reach. But maybe I live with a person here. Maybe they'll come and turn down my lights. I don't think they heard me. So maybe they won't. I read a script. I read a script, answer questions later. Just a bit of advice, preparation. Yes, it is hard, but one-man band, and it's not a big budget operation. Yeah. And the important thing is to educate, get the stuff out there. Whether it's beautiful or not, I don't worry about that yet. When I used to do TV, I used to hire crews for like thousands of dollars, just for a few hours. It was crazy. But now, just a few iPhones and I got it all done. And I'm talking to people, real people, and doing it. Yes, we are. We are. It froze up. Any questions before I start? Anybody got a question that you were looking for answers with? Because I got stuff, man, that is, boy, look, it's really trying to, fit in and what the hell's going on in the world today. And that's what we have to do. I mean, we have our insides that we want to bring out, but we have to bring it out where it's good in the world. Now, why don't I have Smiley? I had to, gosh, I thought I brought that clip about the families. What? No, it's the family stuff, and it should be right on top of somewhere. You see it there? The spread, how in the last 30 years families with children. It's a folded over one. It's a big one. Boy, I just had it. Give me a minute, guys. I'll be right back. Let me find it, because that's the, if I don't. Here it is. Oh, you got it? Good, thank you. Oh, good staff here, good staff. Thank you. Oh, you see that? Do you see that? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's interesting. That's worser. That's worser. That's worser. That's worser. How's that? That's better. That's better. That's better. Yep. Well, this is what I mean, we're struggling in this country now, right? I guess they are a lot of the world's, and it seems more so than just the recession, 7 or 8 years ago when I was at, maybe 10 years ago now. Boy, that started. Boy, it seems like yesterday, doesn't it? But it's not. 2008, that's when it happened. Yep. And we're still recovering. It's the slowest recovering recession in the history of economics, or whatever the heck it is, or at least in U.S. economics. And that's sort of interesting. Vanessa in North Carolina, in the house. You're in your house. Why aren't you in my house? It'd be easier to talk if you were in my house instead of your house. But this is, I think, God, we feel things instinctively and want to, we judge the life mostly that way. But, to me, I try, I need to have data, because that may just be me, because my 5 friends are unhappy or something like that. Doesn't mean the whole world is that way, right? Chicago, good. So I'm always looking for data. Data everywhere, and not a drop to think, or not a thought to think. That is it. Who was it that said data, or... water everywhere, not a drop to drink. That's it. Hold it back up. Yeah, okay. I don't know if you can see the headlines here. See, I got a big save on this thing because this is from the Times, New York Times. They do a lot of individual research. They can still afford investigative reporting and research, and see how the wealth gap hits families the hardest. Okay, I think we all assume that the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. But we also assume, I think, that everybody sort of goes up a little bit, and it depends how much you go up, And so that's why I've seen so much data how, the rich are getting a bigger piece of the pie every year, so that's growing. But I assumed everyone else is growing, but not as much, or staying flat. And that's why I see in wages, like the average wage has not gone anywhere in about 30 years. So it's been flat. However, if you're rich in this country, that grew. So if you were the top 10% or even the top 20%, you were doing better and better every year. If you're a wage earner in this country for the last 30, 40 years, you went nowhere, absolutely nowhere. But more importantly, wage earners with children, people with children lost. Not going flat, stayed the same, lost. They're the biggest losers in our country right now. And this is actually since 1989. So you got 1990, 2000, you got about 25 years, right? For the last 25 years, if you were someone with children, if you were a family with children the last 25 years, and you were in the bottom 90%, so that means if you were in the top 10% with children, your income went up. Your wealth went up. Okay. Now don't forget, the economy is getting better. The economy keeps growing, sometimes faster, sometimes slower. So that's why Trump is talking about wanting to grow the economy 4% or something like that. It hasn't done that in a long, long time. And usually 3% is good. It was like 4% during 2% during the recession and stuff like that. And so that means we're growing. Our wealth in the country is growing. Now, how that is distributed, the wealth. Now, this is not income. This is wealth. So how wealthy you are. Your houses, your cars, what kind of stuff you have. Where's your wealth? And that's how wealthy you are. This is what this measures. And it's saying that families, okay, this is not families, their wealth shrank hugely. The bottom 90% of families, wealthy families. So the top 10%, their income grew, like the top 1% income grew 150% in the last 25 years. The top 9% grew about 50%. The bottom 50% shrank. So they shrank almost 300%, 260% it shrank. And the bottom 40% shrank about 6%, or actually the next 40. So you got 90%, it's probably shrank an average of 100, 200% of wealth. So they're shrinking. So if you had a family in this country for the last 25 years, that means you went nowhere. You went backwards. Yeah, and what amazes me, we call it family friendly, and we're a family country. Families are so important. Well, we certainly didn't take care of families, did we? It certainly looked like we took care of rich people because we were growing as an economy. Now, this is saying, and that's just assuming that we're all helping, the economy, because we're all contributing in some way, in our way. But if you're contributing like that, and the top 20% or the top 10% is taking, actually all of the growth, all of the increase in wealth. This is family, all the increase in family wealth of families, not individuals, okay? Families with children. So all the increase of wealth in families with children all went to the top 1%. And the bottom 90% shrank. They're shrinking. Income is shrinking. And the wages have stayed the same. And it's a great data. Get the data. If I'm stupid on this, let me know. I just try to call them what I see, and certainly we all have biasness attached to everything we do. And that's why data is important. Now, maybe the people who wrote it, you can go down that rabbit hole for everything. But still keep your mind open, but still, this is a data point that I think is very important. But that's me. Now, here's another data point I think is very important. We're showing now college ain't worth it for lower income people, that their income is not going up at all, and all they get is debt by going to college. You need the education, right? You have to contribute. So there's something in the system that's rigged. It's sort of like here in the wealth. Why are the rich people getting, if the pie is growing and they're getting a bigger percent and the other people are getting a smaller percent? What's going on here? See, in the 50s and 60s and probably most of the 70s, it grew evenly. Everybody, as the economy grew, everybody got a share, a pretty equal share. Now it's growing, it's still growing, but it's not shared equally. And people better than me try to understand what's going on. From my perspective, I think what's going on is that people are rigging the system. They're coming to Washington and change a law that we can get. Like we had just changed the tax law to give millionaires $1 billion, and now they're going to write another law to cut out food for poor people. So that seems to do something, I would think. Redbird's there. Most people feel that college degree is a high school degree. Student debt is well over $1 trillion. That's right. And that's why we got to do something about that as a country. But as an individual, you got to look at you save your own ass first, and then you can help other people. And I think that's the way to operate. So you can take care of yourself and your family first. That's why going in debt is silly. And what you should look at now is there's so many states now that have free college. So New York State, you could be making $125,000 a year and go completely for free to college, okay? Maryland just passed a law. We're going to have completely free college, up to $125,000 a year. See, this is now, what's astounding to me about that is that we now, that we're giving help to the poor people, right? Poor people is now $125,000. Wow. That's incredible. Yeah. So you have to look for these options. Yeah. You need the education, you need the training. There's other ways to do this. Besides, and actually, particularly undergraduate, graduate, I would look at Europe. Europe has about, I think 30,000 programs where you could go and pay a fraction of what you pay here. So you get a degree from better universities than we have and pay only like $1,000 a semester for some of the best universities in the world. Why the hell does it cost $40,000 here? I wish I were poor like that, right? $125,000 poor. Isn't that amazing? That's right. The assumptions we have. Oh, government money is only for the poor. Yeah, if you're. The problem is government money thinks you're poor at $25,000. Here's another program they think you're poor. Is if you want to get a government contract and you're a woman. And they think you're poor with $250,000 in the bank. Yeah, $250,000 in the bank. That's your disadvantage. Whew. It's just crazy. You can't, you got to get the facts, and don't trust other people with the facts. You go to the horse's mouth to ask the facts. You want to know if there's a program for you, don't even ask me. I can direct you to maybes. That's all I could do. You got to ask the horse's mouth, and that's it. Yeah, a government contract. That's right. Government contracts. Now that's better than government grant. If you're, I think that poor, interesting is that being poor myself, I qualify for Pell Grant to FAFSA. My middle class friends, however, do not, and I'm subsequently they're taking on debt while I'm not. That's great. No, I think it's almost, God. I mean, you see the debt. I mean, we have more college debt now than credit card debt. So it's crazy, and it's ruining lives. I mean, that's why young people are getting out of college. They can't afford to start a family or anything like that. That's why the pet business is booming. All these millennials are not having babies. They're getting pets. And now it's a big business because both millennials, the yuppies or whatever they are, they're working and somebody's got to take care of the pets. So that's a business. They could drop them off at your apartment. So you could be working on your little business or whatever and not have enough, but you can make extra money and you can just go to an app that things like Pet Vacay. Things like that. You can put your name on there, and then people call you. Hey, will you take care of my pet for 3 days, or during the day, or go over and walk them, or whatever? Maybe you make $50 or whatever. Yeah, that's still $50 or $100. Like my son who drives for Uber meals when he needs some extra money. Just flips on his phone when he needs some money. Actually, today it didn't work too well. He wanted to go out, so he came home. Did something else. Yeah. And that's the thing about it is that it's very flexible. You do it when you want. So that's why going to school, look for the ones. I mean, God, I think the best deal in the world is community college. And you start there, and particularly if you could get Pell Grants and stuff like that, they'll pay for everything. But more importantly, even if you're a senior, you could be a senior and go for free. See, you're 60 years old or more. There's all the states have programs, either reduced rates or even free, to go to college for free. And I'm not talking about studying pottery. No, why don't you be a cybersecurity expert? Or anything like that. And for a year or two, going free, you get that credential and you make good money. And you can stay involved. That's right. If you're 60 years old now, you're going to live at least 30 more. That's a whole new career. You ask somebody 20 years old what they're doing for they're not planning more than 30 years, right? So it's 60 years old. Man, you're like a 20-year-old planning for the same future, about 20, 30 more years. That's all people think about. However, particularly if you had some, if you had some success, or you like the old days, then you're trying to make the old days happen again. And that's the problem. Old farts don't want to change. And we have to change. The world is changing. Who would have thought you have cars that drive themselves? Or that jobs are leaving China and coming back here. And now Trump is worried about people losing their jobs in China. Crazy, crazy, crazy world. Or you could marry a squirrel or whatever. Who would have thought those things? No, weed is legal, in half the country now or something like that. I never thought stuff like that would happen in my time. Hey, I married a squirrel. He's that shit. Be careful. Right. Watch it. Hey, Patch Adams. Somebody called me that the other day. And he called me up a couple of years back. He was still looking for money to start his hospital, which sounded great. But fighting the healthcare system, too much money tied up in that. Hey, I married a squirrel. He was nuts. I see he was hiding his nuts, right? Sort of. Oh, there's a lot of good jokes in there somewhere, right? But actually, college, I mean, there's another article and a lot of good data about what's going on with college, higher education, and really the people with less income. Americans strove to raise like everybody was saying, go to college, go to college, go to college, right? So what happened is people, okay, and here's money, we'll loan you money to go to college, okay? So what happened? We have Phoenix University. The guy started Phoenix University, now has $1 billion. Okay, why does he have $1 billion? Because of government money. he was able to get $1 billion out of all the government money people borrowed to go to Phoenix College. He paid peanuts for the courses and things like that, because only about 10% goes to the education. The rest goes to marketing and the owners, okay? And maybe it's 20%, I'm wrong, or something. I mean, it's just not like any other university. So they're scraping off all this money from the government. See, the rich folks use the government. And that's why, and it seems like a lot of people try to convince you, oh, you're a welfare queen if you use the government. Man, no. To me, the government programs are there for help you, particularly if you want to do things in life. I mean, you want to get a job, you want to buy a house, you want to start a business, things like that. That's what it's there. For. So we grow, you as an individual grow and stuff like that. But be careful about loans, because here, people who have dropped out of a college, about 40% who attend, earn only a bit more than do people with only a high school education. Isn't that incredible? Okay. So if you're a college dropout, you don't make much more money than a high school graduate. So why did you go into college for a couple of years and get all that debt, and it didn't make anything? Okay. And I think that's not only changing now because of that. No other nation punishes uneducated as harshly as the United States. Nearly 30% of Americans without high school diplomas live in poverty, compared to only 5% with a college degree. And we infer that this comes from a lack of education. But in 28 other wealthy countries, the lack of a high school diploma increases the probability of poverty by only 5%. The dearth in education does not predestine citizens to poverty. See? So you have all these other developed countries. So you go to Germany, France, England, things like that. You don't even have a high school education. It doesn't affect you. It affects you, but not as much. Here it affects you like 30% of your income. There it's only 5%. So what are we doing wrong? See, but we refuse to, policymakers refuse to learn from anybody else. And that's, to me, what's wrong with ideology, whether it's the left or right. You think that your ideology solves every problem in the world. It doesn't. So that's why we have to look at problems, not all ideology. Who cares? Who cares what solves the problem? Let's try this. Let's try that. What the hell? Nobody knows what works anyway. So the trick is to try, and not that. And that's why, to me, the government is a resource for anybody. I mean, to me, in the democracy, what is cool about our democracy is that no matter who you are, what income you are, you have access to the tools that the government provides. Did I lose Periscope people? What happened? What happened? Are you gone? Are you gone? Are you gone? Periscope is gone? I don't know. Yeah, Periscope said funny. Oh boy, they were killing it the other day. Oh, I forgot to connect on another one here. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I forgot on my. That's right. I'm still putting up a lot of things on. Oh, you're here. Okay, good, Paris. I'm still putting up a lot of new things that I keep researching. I'm doing a lot of research every day now. Still on Facebook/Free Money News. Okay, and Gabe is still here. So Facebook.com/groups/Let's Go Fans Q&A. Is where we share stuff there. I have been looking for help in South Carolina. Well, I guess there's no easy answer to anything. I think what you have to, there are a couple things I think will make the process a lot easier. There's not a whole lot of shortcuts. It's all about learning. It's about how much effort you put in. If you think, the problem is, I think most marketing people, our country is so involved with marketing, trying to convince people that it's so easy if they do it. Just vote for me, just buy this, whatever, and all your problems will be solved. And that's not reality. But we try to pretend it is because we can make more money that way, right? And you keep trying those things, and most of them don't work. I mean, and most of the things that I work real hard at don't work. I've written 100 books, and only 10 made money. So I know I'm wrong 90% of the time. So I don't even know what I can do. So I don't I can't really tell you what you can do, what you should do. You're the only one, but you have to investigate your options. And that's the important thing, to know your options. The problem is we don't know our options, and we rely on one or two things. Mr. Lesko, what do you think of universal basic? What was that? Universal basic. Universal basic. Yeah, that's sort of interesting. We're trying. Well, who's trying it now? There was a country in Africa who did it. Somebody in the northern European countries were going to try it, and that may be it. Actually, will save a lot of things. I mean, we just gave $1 trillion of extra income to rich people in the tax bill. See, we don't call it basic income, we call it something else. And also, it would probably be a lot less bureaucratic because we have, 17,000 programs that I catalog. You could put me out of business when that ends. That'd be great. I'll find something else to do. Can we get money to pay off credit cards? Yes and no. The most important thing is you get credit card help, so you don't have that thing following you around. And the next thing, are you running for president? No, I don't run too well anymore. I have a sore heel. I keep running, though. I've been running for about 40 years, or maybe more. But now I'm sort of like just fast walking till my heel heals. Yeah. So at my age, it's living in between, what do you call it? Injuries, because pounding the pavement for 40 or 50 years does some of that. And that sounds like a real job, and I love having a little control of my life. He's got my vote. Oh, thank you, Reverend. That's nice of you to say. But it is, I want to help you directly, okay? And that's gratifying for me. It is, how can I take what I've known? Because boy, and what really bothers me, I used to get this for rich people, and rich people will pay anything to get it because they'll make a lot of money at it. Are you so generous with your information? Well, thank you so much. But it's not mine. That's it. It is, when I start saying this, I think it's like the Indians, at least what I've seen in cowboy movies or whatever. They always say, well, the earth is not theirs either, and nobody can own it and things like that. And I sort of feel like that. I'm trying to do is make money for my services of finding what's already out there. I did not create what's out there. I went to your website about the cars, and the videos on top will not work. The videos on top, what? The videos, I'd love to know what that is, Montina. Send me a Let's Go Free Radio at gmail.com. Okay, Let's Go Free Radio. Send me what doesn't work. Is that in the ebook I sent you that none of those videos work? Because I'll have to change it. I'm more or less a one-man band doing all my stuff now until I figure out how this world works. Again, I figured it out once before, and it doesn't work that way anymore. So I got to unlearn, and the hardest thing in the world is unlearning. Learning from scratch is a lot easier than unlearning. So send me that, let's go freeradio@gmail.com. Okay, and here, this is, I think it's interesting, but I'm biased, so don't trust me. I'm also selling stuff too. This top 50, I put together what I think is the top 50 programs. See, so like my website, letsgo.com, I got 17,000 programs in there. So God, who the hell knows? It's too overwhelming. Everything's too overwhelming. So you have to go in. It's sort of like you want to swim the English Channel or the Atlantic Ocean. No, you start with a lake. And start to see if you could do that. In the videos within the report, is that it, Montana? Or in the video that talked about the report? That's what I'm curious about. Because they should all be good. I use those videos a lot, so I'll be curious. And if they're not good, I gotta change them right away and change them a lot of places. So let me know so I could change them. But that's why the 50 places, to me, that it's a way, instead of being overwhelmed, like if you write me about housing, if you want me to do research for housing or business or daily living expenses, I'll do a report for you, and you'll have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of programs. because everything there is possible. And what is, you say it's too much, but it is, but you have everything. So it's down from 50 million to 500, So otherwise you go on the internet and you got 50 million. How good a millionaire year old are you? How million years old are you? Oh yeah, that is Periscope. Well, glad to know the trolls are out in Periscope. Now it is. So that's the problem with the reports. But see, that's why I see my work as a reference. So if you buy a housing report, you have the single best. It's sort of like having Google for only free stuff. Now you have to figure out and go through and test and whatever and figure out what's really for you. Can I get a business grant? Maybe. The answer to everything is maybe. They're there. Do you know how to do it? But see, the problem is right there. I know what you mean by grant. You want money you don't have to pay back. Now, 90% or 80% actually, TDA account and the UCC one, not sure what that means. I went to your website in the cars, okay, in the videos. Okay, you're going to send me that, Montina? Because I would like to know which ones. Or just take a snapshot of the link or the thing in the report that doesn't work, and let me chase that down. How can someone troll this guy? He's a pro. Well, they're there. I need a report for North Carolina. I'm buying apartments, stuff a house, and need to stay home because I have 5 kids and take care of. Yeah, okay, I can do a report for you, Vanessa. $49.95, $50. I'll show you 100 or so programs for your city. See, a lot of, if you want to do the research yourself, there's no magic to this, just takes work. I could probably do it faster because I've been doing it for 40, 50 years. But it depends on if it's worth it for you. If it's not, then you just struggle yourself. And here's where you struggle with. You go to your county office of community development. They are the places. Sometimes it's called housing, and so there's different names. You have to go to your city. You have to go to your state. You have to go to the federal government. And then you have to go what's called the Federal Reserve Board. Now, they have 6 or 7 different regions all over. And the one for South Carolina is in Atlanta. And they have programs too, free money programs and grants and low interest loans and down payment money, stuff like that. So they're like 6 or 7 major places. Then there's also places like crowdfunding for that. Now here's what I would do if I were you, Vanessa. I don't know where you are in South Carolina, but maybe a good place to start is a meetup. Look for real estate meetups. I was one of the people who paid my bills using my Social Security number. Then everything got reversed. We do have TDA accounts. I'm not sure what TDA accounts is. But anyway, so Vanessa, you go to meetup.com and look for meetups for real estate where you live. And you could put in real estate and like within 50 miles. And there you go and find people who are real estate investors that meeting up and exchanging ideas. It doesn't cost anything, or if it costs you something, it'll be $10, $20, kind of thing. Just be careful if it's not a scam for getting you to join some $1 million club and cost $30,000, or Trump University that used to cost $30,000, and he had to give all the money back because he was from P. I love it. How do you get a business loan? I'm an ex-con. Well, there is now, SB has special money for ex-offenders. So that is not impossible. But also, I think what's good for ex-offenders is crowdfunding. I've talked and interviewed ex-offenders who've gotten money for free, not even loans, to start businesses through crowdfunding. So that's why that is democratizing, the way we get money so much. And also, I think, boy, if you're an ex-offender, life is hustling. I would assume. I'm going to make a lot of assumptions. But, not traditional ways. And there's ways to do it, ways to start a business. You can always start a business with no money. All my businesses started with no money. I never had money to start a business. And I got up to I guess one was about 13 million or so, and all started with no money. So I don't know why people, to me, when you say you needed money to start a business, is because you can't think of anything else. And because you see, ask the people who have money, and they say it costs money to start a business. Yes, but if you don't have money, then it can't cost you money. You have to be clever enough not to do that. How can I get a grant for trade school? I received $3,000 from VASCA, and my tuition is $30,000. Is $30,000 a trade school? I wouldn't go to the school. If you're at FAFSA income, here's what to do. And I'm biased and I don't know everything about you and your background or your school you're talking about. But overall, on a few facts, number one, I would be careful about going any more to that school if it costs that much. Number two, I would go to your local career one-stop service, okay? And they're the one that have grants for training. And if this school is a trade school and they're charging $30,000, I'm sure there are options to learn that skill. You could get paid and learn skills that will get you jobs at $90,000, and that's at the state level. So now where you want to go to your state level, career one stop. Now I put all those programs, I'm looking for a crowdfunding thing. I just need a little seed money. I'm looking for crowdfunding. Well, there's lots of places to check, and it's a matter of time, energy, and options, whatever. And that's why for business, I give you about 200 programs in your area, to check, to see. I mean, that's all. If you're not willing to put in the work, that's why I was helping somebody today. They want to start 3 different businesses, and they want to be in real estate and everything. I mean, that's certain, anything's possible. That to me, anything, I think, for most of us. Now, of course, nothing is 100%. Is there a good startup convenient? Is there good to start up a convenient? Don't know. It sounds like before I would do anything with a store, it depends on a lot of things. If you have money, you could try anything. If you could lose money, what the hell? Yeah. But the thing is, if you don't have money, then you have to think differently, And if you want to spend the next 6 months or year and a half finding free money to do it, okay, that's a possibility. If you want to be in business faster and see it, then you have to rethink it. That's what you do. You find somebody, instead of having a convenience store, you find somebody else that has extra space somewhere, maybe a community center. Let's start a convenience center, store here. There's space not using or whatever, and you get the goods and put it in there, and you give them a piece of the money. And so otherwise you have to come up with a couple $100,000 to come up with a store. I'm looking to get a home, my own, and my fan fixed. Home my own and my fan fix. I also need help with co-pays. Okay, there is Montaigne. Oh, you again. Good. There is a nonprofit that helps for co-pays, and that's very important. All these things that we've talked about in the last 20 minutes, they're in my one stop. If you wanted to do that, what I do is put all these, like there's a section on health. There'll be all the stuff on co-pays, how to pay. I mean, there's like 20, 30 places to get money for any kind of healthcare problems, whether it's co-pays, free operations, all that kind of stuff, or dental care. Like I even used one of it now because my dentist was charging me so much, like a couple $100 to have my teeth cleaned and x-rays and everything. I went to the local university and got it done for like $60 or something like that. There are options, but we don't know. See, the good stuff that doesn't cost anything, or is a fraction of what most people pay, they're not advertised. And they're not advertised because they don't have money to advertise. Why don't they have money to advertise? Because they give their money away. And these are websites. See, all my websites are websites that give you money. You go to Google, all you're going to find are websites that take your money, right? So that's right. What could I call websites that only give money and don't take money? It's givers, not takers. They go to the SBA people. Yeah, maybe not. How to grant for trade school and receive. I mean that's tough. And if you're low income, you don't have a lot of money, and it's a trade school, somebody's going to get $30,000 off of you. I think you're going to have to at least convince me a lot that this is worthwhile. I don't think so. And you get some other information. Okay, I'm not there to help you personally. So here's where you go. You go to 211 and look job training. 211 job training. See, and I put all these things. I mean, I have over 50 to 75 places in my one stop for wherever you live, whatever state you're in, on getting training money, education money, all these kinds of things are available. See, if you're 60 years old, you go to school for free. That's right, in this country. But who knows that? Yeah. Goodwill has job training. Yes, Goodwill has good job training programs, that are free. I mean, and skills that are needed. So you could do a couple months, 6 months or whatever, and become a cyber security expert. There's nonprofit organizations that do that. So that's the kind of things available. But again, they're not advertising. You're seeing advertisings on the billboards and on the TV and stuff like that. They're trying to suck you in because you want to improve yourself, and they'll make you get you got to pay it so worthwhile to go. Is it worthwhile to go after 50? Yes, it's worthwhile to go. Anything 50, you're going to live at least 40 years. At least 30, you got knocked, right? 40. So what are you going to do for 40 years, man? You're going to, be a barista, maybe if you like it, that's great, But do something you like. You can. You can go right now. Go down like your community college, and even if you had to pay full price, it'd be like $1,500, And in a year or two, you could be a healthcare professional, making good money. I mean, the jobs that are needed, we need a lot. We have very low unemployment. And people need people, particularly in these growing skilled places. So, I mean, so at 50 years old, you learn something new. What the hell? It's fun. It's hard. Yeah, but anything's hard. And what's even harder is being miserable. That's even harder, to be miserable every day of your life and get up and having no fun. And then the people around you become miserable when you're miserable and you're not lovable. And that's a problem, That's right. So the important thing is, if you're not having fun during the day, then to me, I think that eats your inside and become more sick. And then plus, you don't get love from other people because you're a miserable son of a bitch. And love makes you, energizes you and makes you happy and have a better life. If people love you, right? So that's not going to happen if you're miserable, right? So you don't want to be miserable. That's the point, I think, on all that, is not to be miserable. Let's see, where are we? Oh, there we are. The government never gave me $22,000 and I'm on SSDI. Yeah, the $22,000, Tina, that is how much the government gives out per family every year in cash. Okay? That's how much the government gives out every year per family in cash. That's amazing to me. And it's called transfer payments. It's all kinds of ways. There's dozens and dozens and dozens of programs, and that's why nobody has everything, but I got the best in the country, man. I've been doing this longer than anybody else in the world, and certainly I don't have 100%. Nobody will ever do that. The world is too big and too complicated and changes too fast. Is this the royal wedding? There's a joke in there somewhere, but give me a minute. And that's in the one stop that I have. All those benefit programs that are there, and actually services. Man, that's the I need one stop to help me help you do. I need one-on-one help, Matt. Oh, for one-on-one, Vanessa. Yeah, this is what I got. Talk. Lesco.com talk. It's been very rewarding for me. And you look at the reviews of what people say about what we do there is, just wonderful. Help for people wanting to go to college over 40. Doesn't matter your age. Doesn't matter your age. Just go, but don't pay money. If you haven't been to college, start at community college, no matter what you are. Also, look for training. College is a scam. It depends. Okay. And nothing's universal. You have to be it. But and it's different. People that have no money. So people have money. It helps most of them. People don't. It helps less. Gonna wait until I'm 65. Well, do what you want. But if you're not happy now, I think there's two ways. Is that you start something yourself, but you don't spend money doing it. There's too many other ways to do it without money. Or you get a skill or education that is marketable. And that's the other way to do it. And that's why starting a business. I mean, to me, I think one of the things you start looking at while you have a job, and there's ways to make extra money to live on, when you're not doing a whole lot or making a whole lot of money, and just to keep body and soul together. And if you have something that you're trying to build, that keeps and you're making enough money to keep the wolf away from the doors, which you can do. How do you do one-on-one consulting for a free? Yes, my one-on-one consulting is lesgo.com/talk. lesgo.com/talk. Matthew, can I get money to move to California where I can't afford to live anymore, to move to Arizona where it's cheaper to live on my Social Security disability? Can you get money to move? Some places you can. There is moving money, like if you lose your home and stuff like that. They have money. Sometimes there's money at the Department of Labor for you to get a better job somewhere else. But just to move, probably not, that I know of. But you can get money, not through that, but through crowdfunding and nonprofit organizations and things like that. I don't know about government program, but that's another way. I'm going to try to sell question mark T-shirts from. Good, great. Where was I? Going to school. Yeah, I mean, that may be a thing, but I think what you have to do is look inside you. What do you want to do? How can you provide a service? See, everybody's trying to sell everybody else's stuff. I mean, I'm looking at a lot of online marketing stuff and everything, and everybody's sort of, they don't care what they're selling. They just hope it sells, That's okay, I guess. I mean, people have to live and whatever, but you have to feed your soul first, or also, or whatever. Do you think Social Security exists in 40 years? Maybe, maybe not. I won't be here. But that's why, I mean, I don't use it now, and I'm 75 years old. And that's why you could plan around it and see most of the work, the things to do. So let's say you're 40 years old now. I mean, to me, is start not thinking about retirement and Social Security and all that kind of stuff and worrying about all this stuff. To me, I wouldn't spend anything. Any investment you have should be safe as hell, so you don't have to worry about it. If it's a house you live in, or a real boring investment that gets real low percentage ways, but you don't want to gamble. That's it. You don't have enough. You're not rich enough to gamble. If you are rich enough to gamble, then do it anyhow. And then try to think. I mean, and this is a very biased opinion. Won't work for everybody, of course. It is to see if there's something in you that you want to give to the world. Okay, what do you think the world needs? What are you good at? What do you want to find out more about? What comes natural to you that you could do? And then what you want to do, peace from Hanoi, Vietnam. Really? That's where this is from, Ho Chi Minh City. The suit is made in Ho Chi Minh City. And I was there 40 years ago when they were trying to kill me. Now they're making my suits. That's terrific. I'd love to go back again. And yeah, by the way, clothes are very reasonable, most reasonable clothes and tailored suits. Do it online. It's great. And now I get fabric made from Spoon Flour, which is in the United States. I get fancy fabric made for next to nothing. And I send to the Vietnam, and they make up the suits. And I get my suits really. I always loved your commercials. Well, thanks. They don't work anymore. I got to learn something else. See, we all have to learn. We all have to keep learning. If you're thinking what you're going to do now, what you're going to do for the rest of your life, well, you're not going to live very long. Whatever you're learning today probably won't work next year. So the trick of life is being resilient and fast afoot. That's why the bigger you get, the harder it is to change. Do you have any resources on starting one's own company? Yes. Go lesgo.com/business. lesgo.com/business. I got 2 reports. One, I think the $20 one is probably best to start. That shows you where to get all the free help and mentoring and startup money you need or whatever. They don't give out money, but they help you find it to do anything. whether you want to be a business or you want to be a nonprofit, you want to work at home, you want to hire 1 million people, you want to be an inventor and you don't know anything about it, you want to be a freelancer out of your home and just join the gig economy, any kind of help like that. It's all free. And that's a $20 book. The one that gives you the whole enchilada is like a $79 one. And that is like 300 pages of resources, to grow or start any business. I'm on disability. I cannot afford anything. So any help I can get would be great. Okay. Oh, great, Montina. Is that it? I'm so sure I screwed that up. Yes, I'm on Facebook, Gabe. Now, I wasn't for a while. It wasn't on, but now I am. But nobody's there. Facebook's a little funky. I think, yeah, I am. I was. Yeah, I think Facebook's getting real bizarre. I used to get almost 1,000 people. Now I got 10. They're just trying to make money. And so if you watch me, I think you have to pay a boost or something like that. I'm in California, poorer than dirt. I got an email from your site about Cali help for the poor to start a marijuana business. Yes, I can't find the article. It was mentioned in the article. It's in actually outside of San Francisco, Oakland. Oakland has it. And I think in LA too, they have one too. Thanks for your service from a fellow vet. Oh, thanks, Victor. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I mean, I didn't. It was too long. But it was some great stories, some great growth. At that age, I got 7 great stories, So we get drunk sometime, they'll come out. And actually, I don't think I've ever had more responsibility again for the rest of my life. As in the Navy. I mean, I'm a kid, and they gave me $1 billion ships to drive around in the South China Sea. Pennsylvania! Yes, I know who that is. What are those marijuana references? Yeah, I did an article. If you go to Facebook.com/freemoneynews, you'll see the video on that page talks about that, and it's in there. It's down on my wall. That's why if you follow me there on Facebook.com/freemoneynews, you'll keep up on all that stuff. Or on the best place on that, or on YouTube, or sign up on my email. How do you do that? You can go to Let's Go Tutor and do it, or any of my free downloads get you. And here's a free download: cf.lesgo.com/Google sucks. So that's CF as in ClickFunnels.lesgo.com/Google sucks. You get a free report there about how to find free money on anything. It teaches you how to use Google, so you're going to get trapped into people who want money from you. You only find the free stuff. So that's why I'm trying to train people how to use Google, because Google is important. But you have to know how to use it, and that's the important thing. So that's what I'm trying to do, and that's a big report about. I got 20, 30 pages, something like that. A whole bunch of videos, explanation videos. Somebody said one's on the free cars and working, so I'm a little worried about that. So any other good things? It's 11 o'clock here for me, guys. I gotta drive this lady I will live with to the airport early in the morning. Early in the morning. We're going to the airport. I'm not. She's going away. Hello, everyone. Coming in late. Who's that? Is that Naima? Naima? No, Vanessa. What do you think about MCA, Motor Club America Company and Business? Do you think it's a good at-home income job? Don't know what it is. Don't know what they're doing. But try anything. I think the important thing about any of those things on the internet, so you make a lot of money at home, whatever you try, don't give them money. If they're going to take money, don't do it. But try anything, because I don't know what really works. But there's too many things that don't cost money, but you don't know your options, so you're going to grab the first one. It's like AAA. Yeah. Well, what the hell? The only way you really know if you try. So if it appeals to you in some way and it doesn't cost money, you don't have any options, give it a try. So try a week or two. Screw it. It doesn't work. That's the only way you know for sure. Go and Yelp. Look for reviews on Yelp for them. Other ones, who are the other big websites? Glassdoor, and who's the other one that reviews a lot of these kinds of things? That's how you get a lot of independent third-party reviews of these things, and look for them. Actually, I saw a guy who did a Yelp on the county jail in Los Angeles. Oh, that was great. I don't get the title. Can you explain? Get the title. Oh, yeah, we did earlier. That was like, how long ago? Almost an hour ago. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, that was really because the government gives out about $22,000 per family in cash every year in all these programs, hundreds of different programs. Yeah. And what I was showing you is data about the average family is getting poorer. Actually, the average family is losing in this country in the last 25 years. And the only families that were winning are the top 10%. Everyone else was losing. And so what's that about? So even though all these programs give out this amount of money, the average family is losing. Except if you're in the top 10%, then you're winning. The winner! Yeah, so we gotta do something with all that kind of stuff, right? But first of all, take care of yourself. Get the skills, find the opportunities. It's a pain in the ass. It takes a lot of work. That's why I think there's two things, is have fun, because if you don't have fun doing it, you're not gonna put up with what it takes to get it done. So that's what you have to, I think the key to any kind of success is try to have fun at it, because otherwise you're not going to hang in there. You're not going to do it. You know that date is lousy as after 20 minutes with him or her or whatever, and you just can't wait to get home, right? But if it's a great date, man, you stay there till 5 o'clock in the morning, right? How many different jackets do you own? I own about 20. I'm going to start having a fundraiser for a local public library soon, and give out some of my old ones. So keep an eye out. Get on my email list. Get a free download from me somewhere. That's the best way. Or sign up on. Follow me on Facebook.com/freemoneynews or on YouTube channel. And you'll certainly hear about it there. Yeah, so I'm going to do that. I got about 7 suits. I'm going to, get donations for the library. Anybody wants a suit? Do you have resources for music business or on the line of something? Absolutely, because it doesn't matter what kind of business. Every business in this country creates a job, at least one job. Government's interested, and they have money for it. Doesn't matter. I've seen the government give money to porno shops on 42nd Street. Yeah. If it's a legit business, doesn't matter what kind. Yeah. So don't worry about what kind. Okay. Peace, guys. Oh, let me give you websites. Need me? Let's Go Free Radio. Sometimes I don't get it, so hit on me a couple times if you don't hear from me in a day or two. This is the new one, 50 best programs. I do all the curating for you, so you don't have to go through 50,000. Yeah. One Stop, that's everything in your state, single source of all, sort of like the $22,000 plus that the government gives out. And then Talk. That's where you and I could talk. You put in the time. Look at the reviews there, because to me, I'm very proud of them, what people say. And I help a lot of people that way. I feel I do anyway, and they tell me I do, so maybe they're wrong, but thank you so much for all the help and advice. I've been going to your website and ordering the North Carolina report when I get paid next week. Well, thank you, Vanessa. Yeah, I think that's important. That's what I think the government should be doing, is when you give you your tax forms or whatever, they should give out a book like that of all the things you're paying for, with your taxes, because that's where it comes from. The fat cats know it, but the rest of us don't, because they don't advertise. And we find all the hucksters out there advertising stuff. We think that's going to solve the problem, and you'll go through hundreds of that and won't. Okay, peace. Talk to you later.